Mortality is something that we deal with, especially in the mermaid community, and it is frustrating.
You got that right.
I offer my services at a very low price for a reason.
Because of your skill set. Exhibit A.
In March 20th, 22, I contacted a young lady, and I worked on their tail on and off. That included a monofin swap, that included a 3 color shifting toned tail.
Where's that 3-tone? Because this isn't it.
That includes glow paint.
You mean only one side of the fins, no body, and super, super splotchy, like done with a toothbrush.
There was something else. I'm trying to remember what it was.
The matching bracers that went with it? Because those haven't come back yet.
I can't remember. Anyway, I did that job. That's a $700 job for $200.
How is this $700 worth of work? You destroyed $700, even more than that.
This is not my full-time job. It is a thing that I do on and off. Yes, it did take me some time.
19 months to be exact. And that was giving you the benefit of the doubt until you went no contact.
Because we were having issues with the silicone not sticking properly, so I had to literally take the tail down to close to its actual like color.
No, you didn't.
And we finally got I found a way to work around that to make sure that the silicone bonded properly.
You call that bonded? That's uncured silicone and is nothing but a sticky disaster.
However, 2023 has been a very hard year for me. And between losing my mother and dealing with mermaid parties and dealing with this apartment and going to court to deal with family problems.
Everyone deals with issues and unfortunate situations. Shit happens. We get that. But you neglect to state that you were also part of the court for MAA in 2022 on top of having this tail since the beginning of 2022. You also told her that she would receive it within that same year.
I was supposed to send her tail out actually last week.
You mean last year?
And I had somebody do me a favor.
You mean blaming your dad for your poor decisions?
And unfortunately, this woman couldn't understand certain things.
Looks pretty understanding to me. Again, having no tail for 19 months and missing out on 2 seasons worth of gigs.
Like, oh, me being in the hospital on and off for the past month.
Okay, and the other 18 months? Because you obviously had time for those mermaid parties and being part of the regent court, as mentioned earlier.
Something is absolutely needed to because I'm a private person.
Private enough to go cold turkey, no contact with her, but not private enough to dox her on a public platform.
I also ended up losing the inability to work with Facebook. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I was having a problem with Facebook.
Really? Because you were able to change your profile picture and also interact with other people in comments and delete comments, but still no response to the tail owner.
I finally yesterday, got it back.
You posted your video to TikTok 2 days ago. Screenshots don't lie.
The tail sent by UPS. I sent said person the shipping info through PayPal.
Wrong again. The tail owner had to get it from one of your friends, and the number that was given was not working at the time. It was invalid. And she was still getting answers that dear old dad still had that tracking number.
I am following this tail on the shop app to make sure that it gets to its destination as needed.
Oh, 2 seasons a little too late.
Now, I could have charged this woman, again, $650, but I didn't do that because I'm a nice person.
I thought you said it was $700 worth of work. Now it's $650. I don't see that reflected here at all in this tale.
And yeah, she may have waited a little bit longer than we expected.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
And because of this whole situation, she decided that they were going to, go into a scammers page or a group, and they decided that they were going to literally call me out, saying that I stole the tail.
Well, that kind of is what happens when you go no contact and you're waiting X amount of months for a tail with still no answers. The post in that group page was a call for help from the community. That's what those group pages are designed for. And you were also tagged by multiple people in all those comments asking if you needed help to get this tail back to her. And still, you clearly knew about it, but you still did not respond and said you changed your name so the tags wouldn't match and still ignored the tail owner.
Everything has been resolved.
But it hasn't. She received a tail that is not usable or able to be swam in. Before you got it, this was a secondhand tail that she didn't even get to swim in yet to begin with. The only modification that it needed was an updated monofin, which is where you DM'd her about doing the job. And obviously you couldn't do it.
You can see right here, for their disclosure, I hid their address and their full name.
Not well enough, which is why I had to do it for you. Anybody that you're telling to look up that tracking number can see all of her personal information on the UPS website. That's still doxing.
And it says it right there that this tail, by the way, this is from my PayPal, this tail was shipped. You can see the tracking information right here. Right here. I'll highlight it. And the tail is and has been shipped.
So it shipped out on the 22nd. So within 24 hours of that, you posted your video on TikTok. But supposedly your dad shipped it out a week ago, remember?
I rush shipped the tail because, again, we were having problems. A long thing. Either way, this tail was going to end up being there between 7 and 14 days. And I was very upset about that.
But you told her 14 days ago that it already shipped out. So what are you mad about? The inconsistency of your story?
The situation is this. Because of this person posting all this stuff, they started a ruckus that all of a sudden their friends, supposed friends, are now harassing me on my personal account, on my business account, saying that I stole the tail.
You mean try and get a hold of you because you haven't responded to the tail owner in how long? But then you post comments like this. Seems kind of suspicious.
I even put $200 towards this tail to get it done and not get it done, get it sent out as fast as it possibly could.
Again, still 2 seasons too late, but still your fastest.
Despite everything that's been going on around me. And I don't understand why people have to harass me and make stupid, snarky comments on pages on Facebook, on Instagram, and all this stuff.
Because you were blatantly ignoring the tail owner, the comments, tags, even comments from your own friends trying to get answers for this tail. Nobody knew. It's not harassment if you're still holding on to somebody's property, which you still are. Remember those bracers? Those weren't in the package when they were delivered.
I'm going to make myself clear within the mermaid community and anybody else involved in things. This is a very big PSA. If it doesn't involve you directly, if you are not directly involved in this situation, I owe you no response, no answer, nothing.
Well, you're doing a damn good job of that because you weren't even responding to the tail owner.
Because you are not the one involved in the situation. I am. And between me and that person, that is our business.
Until you go radio silent and don't even answer the tail owner when they asked for updates.
As a professional mermaid for 14 years, not only do I see a lot of things happen within the mermaid community, but takes mob mentality and then people find out things late.
It's called a community. If you're not going to hold yourself accountable for your actions or mishandling on things, there wouldn't be a need for her to even gain the courage to reach out and ask for help to get her tail back. A repaint on an existing tail and a monofin swap shouldn't take over 1.5 years to do. Try again.
And then it's too late. And you literally discourage people because of the situation.
It's not so much as discouragement, more as a warning not to be duped by a fraud who said they were going to be able to do a job and they get whatever you shipped back in return.
I don't need to steal anybody's tail because, again, I have always been a good person. I've always tried to help others. And making tails is not my 24/7 job. It is something I do as I can, helping repair, paint, do things for other people at a very discounted price. Because if I was another person, I'd charge $600, $700, $2,000.
Are you using girl math? Because where do you see $2,000 worth of value in this? You wouldn't see this from Merbella or Mernation, Mertailor, Finfolk. They have the skill set where a $2,000 price tag for an intricate paint job would be feasible. Whatever slop that you dished has no value quality to it.
But I'm not that person. Right now I have a mythic over there for Mermaid Mist.
Please rescue your tail before it becomes an expensive display prop.
And she knows. And I've been trying to keep in contact and let her know what's been going on. But she knows what's going on, to the point that I can actually be like, hey, when I come back from vacation and I'm going to be done, I'll meet you somewhere, give you your tail.
Where was that same courtesy for this tail owner? Also, how about those bracers?
That's how it works with me. I'm doing this as a favor to her, and this is a tail that she uses as an entertainer.
As was this tail, but you ruined that for the tail owner.
Do I need to steal tail from anybody? No, I do not. Because I work with a company called Got Mermaid. And these people are amazing. And they make my tails at discounted prices.
Do you want a cookie? Also, looking up this company, all they have is an Instagram that hasn't been updated since September. And the links on their link tree are all busted.
So I don't need to steal anybody's tail. So check yourself at the door.
Who says that?
Because this is not okay.
One thing we actually agree on. This is not okay.
And I'm going to make myself very clear again. One more time. If the situation doesn't involve you directly, you do not contact me, harass me on any Facebook, any business or personal pages. Because all that's going to do is get you blocked.
You posted on TikTok, which is a public platform, for your own pity party. And then you started deleting comments that were seeing through your lies. It's now a public matter.
I am tired of the way that I am being treated right now, considering I have been sick for an entire month, between the fact that I've been dealing with COVID, and now asthma, and now I have a heart problem.
Your laundry list of issues is not a hall pass for you to destroy a tail. Ignore the tail owner when they're asking for updates on their property, and then go running for a victim sympathy card. There's no excuse.
If you have something to say to me, you say it to my face, and you do not harass me, chase me, or make snarky comments. Because I am not a teenager. I am not up for that stuff.
With all that said, you shouldn't be working on anyone's tail or silicone related. You damaged high-value equipment that can't even be touched without turning green. Can you imagine using that in a tank event or in someone's pool? Or what about the hazards of uncured silicone? Any tail maker or special effects artist would look at this and see how awful it is. It's going to take a big miracle just to get this back into working order, if that's even possible. The monofin inside is also just free floating. It's not attached to anything, which is also another hazard. As a professional mermaid, you should know that. Do better.